time for a little game we call Contender or Pretender, and we're going to talk Eastern Conference team. Bobby, I'll start with you. How about those Knicks? Are they pretenders? Are they contenders?
I think they're a pretender. I don't know if they can stop teams in the playoffs. 18th defensive efficiency. What good teams have they actually beaten? They're a pretender for me.
Perk, what do you think?
I disagree with Bobby. Hey, look, the championship is not won in February, it's won in June. I want to see how the Knicks are playing when they get Mitchell Robinson back. Obviously, him and Karl Anthony Towns, they can share the floor together because Karl Anthony Towns' ability to shoot the three. I think they're going to be better once OG Anunoby gets back in the lineup. And again, Tom Thibodeau is learning on the fly to go deeper into his bench and trust his other guys outside of his starting five.
Perk, next one's for you. How about the Bucks? Are they a contender or a pretender?
The team that we don't talk about enough, I'm going with them as legit title contenders. I love the moves that they made at the trade deadline, bringing in Kyle Kuzma as a third option of Dame and Giannis, and then also going and get Kevin Porter Jr. from the Clippers, a guy that could come in and get buckets off the bench and also create for others to get easier shots. I think the Bucks are legit contenders.
Okay, that's what he thinks. Bobby, what do you think?
I'm Mr. Negative today. I'm going to stay with pretender here. 7-13 versus teams above 500 here. Certainly a struggle for Milwaukee. I'm going to keep an eye on the health of Giannis for the rest of the season. Certainly sat out that All-Star game with a calf injury.
Okay, Bobby, I'll stay with you then. How about the Cavaliers? Are they pretenders, contenders?
Oh, they're contenders. I mean, I love everything about Cleveland right now. Certainly, they go out and get DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline here. Best record in the Eastern Conference. They are a contender for me.
Yeah, so far the Beast in the East. What do you think, Perk?
I agree with Bobby. Hey, look, I'm all about giving flowers today. You can tell by the colors that I wore on television. They check all boxes. They have bigs. They have a dynamic backcourt in Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, and then getting DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline to actually solidify that wing position, which is the most important position in the NBA, especially when you're going up against the defending champs in the Boston Celtics.
I want you guys to take a look at something because there is a hierarchy within the Eastern Conference. Only 6 teams are over 500, and those 6, Cleveland, Boston, New York, have clearly separated themselves from the pack. All 3 teams entered the All-Star break having won 8 of their last 10 games, with Cleveland specifically tied with OKC. They've got the best record in the NBA. So, Perk, in your opinion, biggest threat to the Celtics in the East?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest threat to the Celtics certainly is Cleveland. I think Cleveland, barring something unexpected, will finish with the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference here. And I think when you're looking at it, that 2-3 matchup, if we get a Knicks-Celtics Eastern Conference semifinals, that could be something special. But I think for Cleveland is the biggest threat to Boston here.
What do you think, Perk?
I agree with him. Cleveland is, the Cavs are the biggest threat to the Celtics. And look, they went all in. They obviously went and got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline. I love that move by the Cavs. But the 2 bigs, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is going to be the X factor on whether or not this team goes to the NBA Finals. He's just that damn good on both ends of the floor. Donovan Mitchell, we know that he can elevate to another level for us, being able to be a guy that's the best player in the 7-game series. They are a legit threat to the Celtics. They are the biggest threat to the Boston Celtics, and they also got great depth. People don't talk about Max Strus enough. We know what he's capable of doing. He showed that with the Miami Heat when they went to the NBA Finals. So I love everything about this Cavs team, and I love what Kenny Atkinson has brought to this organization.
Let's switch to the Knicks because one of you say contender, the other one say pretender. But I want you to check out their records, though, when you talk about winning teams. Here, you see 0-5 against winning teams. Bobby, do the Knicks need to make a push here in the second half of the season? What do you say they need to do here if they're going to make a big push here in the second half?
Well, Perk made a great point about the availability of Mitchell Robinson, and I think in the next 10 days we'll likely see Robinson on a court. I'm intrigued as far as pairing him with Karl Anthony Towns in the front court here. I think that's going to be the biggest what if New York can make a push here, what they get out of Mitchell Robinson. The other thing is that they got to keep the starting five healthy. As you've seen, there is certainly a lack of depth here. They can keep the starting five healthy. They get Mitchell Robinson back. Then yes, then we can make a case for them making a push towards trying to reach an Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think they're 18th in defense. I just gave up 140 just the other night before the All-Star break, so they got to tighten that up for real. Another team in the East that needs to make some changes is how about the Sixers? Give me your thoughts there, Perk, on what you think the Sixers need to do if they're going to do something here in the second half.
Well, they're not going to do a damn thing in the second half. That's first of all. Second of all, they're the biggest disappointment in the NBA, and I believe that they should shut Joel Embiid down for the remainder of the season and let him have the surgery, go and put a plan together, and get him back ready for the next season, because I don't even know how high his trade value is now. This franchise belonged to Tyrese Maxey. That's another thing. Also, Paul George, you were the biggest offseason acquisition in this past offseason. What are you going to do? Like, can you rise to the occasion? And I understand Shams reported that he's dealing with nicks and bruises and he's injured a little bit. Well, it's a lot of people that are dealing with injuries. But at the end of the day, they brought him in to be a needle mover. He has not done that. I think the Sixers need to shut down Embiid and get ready for next season, build around Maxey.
Wow, that's the thing. It's mind-blowing here. You got the Eagles who've won the Super Bowl, and now all of a sudden you got this NBA squad that is just looking dismal. All right, coming up.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.